Hey everyone, this is Tyler from Craft and Tailored, and in this episode of Under the Radar, we're talking about a very cool and very recent acquisition. This is a 1951 Longines Automatic. The reference on this watch is 625C. It has a Cal 22A. Just a very cool watch, very recent acquisition of ours, and just a great piece, so let's get into it. So for a really long time, Longines kind of, I don't want to say ruled the market, but they're a really big name for Swiss watches and Swiss watchmaking, especially at the earlier part of the 20th century and into like the 40s, 50s, 60s as sort of like tool watches started to pick up. But the name Longines and the sort of horological house as a whole, the brand, was a really important and really integral part of just the Swiss watch world as a whole. Just reference after reference, they were pumping out really beautiful watches that were very reliable and definitely helped push the boundaries of Swiss watchmaking. A lot of the watches we see today wouldn't have existed without the Longines name. And being from 1951, this Longines 625C was really produced at a very important time in Longines history. They were kind of top of their game in the 1950s, and being at 1951, this watch kind of blends the gap between sports watch and dress watch. And I feel it does so really well. You know, I don't think a true sports watch didn't really come out until about 1953 with the Rolex Submariner and Zodiac Seawolf and Blancpain 50 Fathoms. However, this watch does have a screw-down case back. It is meant to be waterproof, but it does have the styling of something a little bit more classic with sort of like that sub-seconds hand, Breguet numerals, just a really beautifully laid out dial and dial design. And you get this more classic case shape. However, it's done so in a much more robust way with thicker lugs, thicker bezels. So it really does sort of blend the two genres, and it does lend itself to every single day wear, even though the watch is from 1951. This is an automatic watch, and it is a Cal 22A. And the important thing about the Cal 22A is it was Longines' first automatic in-house movement that they put into wristwatches. So that does make this watch a little bit more exclusive. They didn't produce these watches for that many of years, and I think the execution of this watch as a whole is just really, really beautiful and very classically Longines. I do think that this is one of the more under the radar watches and just under the radar brands that I have featured on this channel. Even though Longines was sort of a marquee brand within Swiss watchmaking for almost all of the 20th century, and they were really well known, and they definitely pushed the boundaries of watchmaking. In today's day and age, I feel we're seeing Longines on a lot less of collectors' wrists, and they're getting a lot less notoriety than they have been ever before. I do think that's going to change. I think that the quality of these watches kind of speaks for themselves, and also the design cues and just the sheer beauty of Longines watches is definitely going to kind of pull the brand out of the sort of slump that they're in, and especially with some of the reissues that they're starting to produce, I think they're going to pull from the brand's heritage and help elevate the brand back into more of a household name, whereas I don't think it's been for, probably the last 20, 25 years. And whether it's this 625C that's on my wrist or another Longines, I just think that they offer tremendous value and are a huge bang for your buck, especially if you're finding something with in-house movement, specific design cues that are just classically Longines. I think are probably going to do the best and be the best value for the money that you're spending on them. And a lot of these watches are relatively very affordable, unless it's one of the more sought after and prized vintage pieces. A lot of the Longines that are very cool can be found for under $1,000 to the $3,000 to $4,000 range, which I think for the caliber of watchmaking that you're purchasing at that price point, I just don't think you can really go wrong with. So definitely an under the radar piece, this one specifically, and just Longines in general. This watch and several other Longines are available for sale on our website at craftandtailor.com. And with that, I would like to say thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram @CraftedTailored. And if you have watch questions, we are more than happy to help. You can drop us a line at info@craftedtailored.com. See you in the next one.